Let me just start off by simply saying the same thing that I always do when I comment on issues related to Ukraine, and that is I am by no means an apologist for Putin. I don't agree with what he is doing and what he did, and actually, quite frankly, let me just simply say this. It is ridiculous. However, let me just say that the leader of Ukraine is not a good guy. He is evil. He's a liar. He's a fake. He's a warmonger. And he is absolutely akin to the World Economic Forum. He desires to do evil, and he does not care if the world around him burns. Believe me, that is absolutely where he stands. And the leaders of our nation are absolute fools to capitulate to the ideals that these Marxists are continuing to want to pursue in order to create the level of instability necessary in order to bring in a globalist regime that, of course, will eventually usher us into the world of the final Antichrist. Now, I am looking at an article in Breitbart that is, yes, disgusting. And it says this: Pentagon won't rule out F-16s for Ukraine. We're not going to take anything off the table. That is crazy. It goes on to say the Biden regime would not rule out sending F-16s to Ukraine after it announced it was sending 31, folks, 31, yes, Abrams M1A2 tanks. By the way, that's at the expense of our own national security that they're doing that kind of nonsense. After President Joe Biden announced the sending of the tanks, an advisor to Ukraine's defense minister told Reuters that the country will now push for F-16s. The next big hurdle will now be the fighter jets. Folks, that is a direct quote from a guy named Yuri Sak, and he said this to The Wire. Notice what it goes on to say. It says, Pentagon Deputy Press Secretary Sabrina Singh, when pressed repeatedly at briefings on Thursday, would not rule out sending the fourth-generation fighter jets. Folks, this is absolutely crazy. What she ended up saying is, we haven't announced packages yet. Folks, they really are considering this. They really are considering doing something like this, and that is going to be a conduit for a world war, and it seems as though they want it to happen. This is beyond Orwellian, folks. This is apocalyptic. This is the type of thing that the story we read about in Revelation, which is not a story, it's a prophetic account of what is going to happen. That's what this is made of right here. We are watching the things in this world necessary to come into fruition, to watch that happen. And folks, it's ugly. It's time we open our eyes and recognize things for what they are. We need to recognize this, folks. We are running out of time. I'm telling you this right now. Christ could come for his church at any second, and that needs to be one of the greatest motivating factors for us to stand up for righteousness and to seek to make a difference because God has called us to. Enough said, folks. Christ can come for the church at any moment. Let that sink in. God bless you.